Welcome to First Unitarian Society of Minneapolis, the birthplace of Congregational Humanism. We carry on that tradition of free thought today, dedicated to promoting a free search for truth, meaning, and justice. Our web address is firstunitarian.org. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning and welcome to First Unitarian Society of Minneapolis. My name is Mike Vosich. I'm the music director here and pleased that you can join us this morning. We are also joined by Liv Caulfield, vocalist, who's going to be performing for us today. Just wanted to speak quickly to the music for this morning. We are in this month of September, which has a theme, a kind of interconnected theme of belonging. So the first piece we're going to be doing is Vienna by Billy Joel. Which I feel like you could interpret as a way of just kind of belonging to your own life, allowing yourself to belong to your own life. It's about kind of slowing down, especially when we have this push to try to feel like we can accomplish everything in our whole life in our 20s and 30s and rush and do. But our life is long, and it's just an encouragement to keep allowing yourself to enjoy. And know that there's more. There's more that's coming down the road. In the middle, we're going to be doing a piece by Sarah Bareilles from her musical Waitress called She Used to Be Mine, which is kind of just a nostalgic kind of look at her own past and knowing that she is who she is because of what she used to be, and anyway. It's a good song. Okay, I had the last piece. The last song is by Bill Evans. He's a pianist and one of my favorite musicians, and he wrote a piece called Waltz for Debbie, and it was actually a tribute to his niece, who he used to go and spend time. He lived in California, and they would go down to the ocean together, and this, I think, was just a sweet tribute to how a sense of belonging to even one other person can be incredibly impactful and inspirational. And it ended up being probably his most famous composition. So we're going to begin this morning with Vienna by Billy Joel.
What you need, though you can see when you're wrong. You know you can't always see when you're right. You're right. You got your passion, you got your pride, but don't you know that only fools are satisfied? Dream on, but don't imagine they'll all come true. Ooh, when will you realize Vienna waits for you? Slow down, you crazy child, and take your phone off. don't you realize Vienna waits for you? When will you realize Vienna waits for you?
Oh, beautiful. Welcome to First Unitarian Society on this incredibly beautiful fall Sunday morning in Minneapolis, Minnesota. On this morning, after many have been on and maybe still are on a retreat to the woods, and on this morning when we take intentional time to consider what it takes to build a community of love and belonging, it matters that you are here today, and I thank you for showing up. As we begin, may those of us who are newcomers to this land be mindful that we live and work and play on the traditional lands of the native peoples who have been here for millennia. Here at First Unitarian Society, we are on Dakota Oyate territory, and we live in gratitude for all of the indigenous teachings they have offered to us. We say Miigwech, Chi Miigwech. First Unitarian Society is a member congregation of the Unitarian Universalist Association of Congregations, and I'm Reverend Jullan Stoneberg, your Interim Minister. I use she, her pronouns. For those of you who are new with us, an especially warm welcome to you. Please join us for our weekly mini meal in the lower assembly hall after this service. And if you'd like to connect more, please feel free to ask questions of those sitting near you or stop by the office to sign up to receive our newsletter, so that you can just be in the know about all that's happening here. We are a multi-generational community, and today our regular kids programming begins for the fall. So after lighting our chalice, we'll be sending them off to their special spaces with our blessings. When Unitarian Universalists gather, we light a flaming chalice, our symbol with many meanings. It holds the light of truth and the warmth of community and the fire of commitment. For this congregation, the chalice also reminds us to live according to several aspirations. And as Paul comes to light our chalice, I invite you to read with me the words on the screen on this first day of this year's programming for our children. We light this chalice for our children and youth and for all of us, celebrating the flame of faith lit in each of us, honoring the light each of us brings into the world, rejoicing in the community we create together. Here at FUS, we aspire to support one another's journey toward meaning and connection in the here and now. Our chalice flame is lit in this space and in our hearts and wherever we are gathered. And so now our ritual of blessing.
Good morning, everybody. There we go. Hi, my name is Zola Rosenfeld. I use she, her pronouns. I'm the education director here at First Unitarian Society. Thank you all for joining us. I think that some of us are still at Retreat to the Woods as I look around, so including some of our kids. But I am happy to say today is the first official day of this year's Ethical Explorers cohort beginning. And if you're not familiar, Ethical Explorers, or E squared, as you will often hear it referred to, is our unique humanist curriculum alternative to religious education. In a free-thinking humanist setting, we explore monthly themes through the lens of global artists, thinkers, and change makers. Usually our course is designed for youth anywhere between 4 to 14. It is individualized for each learning cohort that we have. All FUS youth will get to attend Ethical Explorers at some point throughout the year. We also have Coming of Age and OWL going on, so not all of you will be there every session. But because of the fact you'll all be in it at some point, and the fact that ethical exploration underlies the current of all educational programming here, I think all of you can be considered ethical explorers. I think that's safe to say. So, as a as a result, you are invited to participate in this year's, we have a brand new opening Ethical Explorers ritual, and one by one, you'll receive a token of the congregation's well wishes on your learning journey. If you'd like to sit in front of the stage for easy access, as you are able to get your sticker, you can, or just remain wherever you're seated.
Even the steps, come on up.
Even the steps are open if you would like. Are we passing?
I have to. So we want to send you off to your special programming. And here's one of those stickers, just so you know that's what's in this basket. We want to send you off to your special programming knowing that all the people in this room love you and that they'll be with you. They will be with you in your heart and loving you and cheering you on all the time.
So each of these stickers, you might not be able to see, it says Ethical Explorer, and then there's a spot for you to put your name. And I was thinking this could go on our sketchbooks that we all get, but it is up to you to decide. Big responsibility. And all of you are able to receive one today with kind of the blessings and endowment, so that you know you have a place here, that you always belong. So we're going to get started with that blessing.
To bless. Maybe we should start with trying to figure out what we mean by that. Does anyone have any ideas about what a blessing is? No? Well wishes. I heard well wishes.
Everyday occurrences.
I'm sorry, say that again.
Everyday occurrences.
Everyday occurrences can be blessings for sure. Love is a blessing. Absolutely. I kind of feel that blessing is this kind of positive energy that we create and we send out to others. It's relational. It can be human to human or human to nature or person to animal or bird to flower even. Blessings are this kind of interaction that's filled with goodwill and good wishes. And in a beloved community, which is what we are striving for here, blessing arises between us, between our hearts, our caring hearts. So to bless is really an expression of our love. So we're going to bless all our children and youth today. And these stickers, by naming all the things that we want you all to carry with you and remember all year. So here are a few of the things that Zola and I wish for you. And then we'll ask for a few other things from the congregation, so be ready for that. So, may you be filled with curiosity all your days. May your imagination catch fire. May you find courage when it's necessary. May confusion lead to better questions. May you feel compassion toward those around you and they towards you. May you feel heard and seen, and may you hear and see others.
Can we think of anything else we would like to wish our children and youth with? This can be popcorn style, if you want to call it out. Grace.
Grace. To resolve problems without hatred. To stand firm in the face of hatred. To have fun. Absolutely. To be calm. To have calm. To be a part, to feel a part of this congregation, FUS.
To be creative.
To be creative. Wow, there's so many blessings for all of you. This is so wonderful. I hope you feel it all.
Better tomorrow.
Resilience.
And I heard a better tomorrow.
A better tomorrow.
Believe in yourself.
To believe in yourself. Oh, can you just hear how much all these people love and want for you? Yeah. This is a lot of blessings. So let's mix them all up with the stickers. Mixing them all up so that each sticker is loaded with all those blessings. So every time you see your stickers, you remember that. So now we invite each of you to come up and get your sticker. And when we do that, we're going to shower you with a little bit of the blessings and all the good wishes that we have for you as you begin this year's programming. So come on up and get a sticker.
Come on up, and then you can sit down wherever you want. Everybody gets a sticker. We're going to give them one at a time, but everyone can get one. Get a little magic on it.
Yeah, a little magic on that sticker.
First magical sticker. Here we go. Second magical sticker.
Blessings on you.
Here you go.
Yay.
Yay. too. Oops.
Woo!
For you.
Go.
Hi.
There's a sticker for you. Oh, and there's a
For
sticker.
you.
Yeah, there you go.
Thank you.
Here you
And
go.
for you too. Yay!
This will be fun for
Anybody else need a
our
sticker?
stewards to clean up. Shout out to them.
Yeah.
They will be blessed.
They are blessed.
All right,
Yeah.
everybody.
All these blessings. And on you too.
Oh, yay! And on you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Everybody. All right. Ethical Explorers, if you would like, even though some of you are maybe not in the age group or aren't going to be in Ethical Explorers next week, so you'll be in something else, anybody who wants to for Ethical Explorers, come on down. We are going to make our way out, and Aaron is going to lead the wonderful brigade of us and our blessed stickers. Thank you so much for your blessings, everybody, and we will see you after assembly.
And as they go, we're going to sing for them. Wonderful. And so now I invite all of you to turn to one another in greeting and especially reach out to someone you do not know yet. And you can wave to that camera to talk to those, to greet those online. And if you'd like, there'll be a QR code on the screen to get the order of service for today. Welcome, everybody. Good morning again, Terry. I'm Jullan. Nice to meet you. Hey, Wayne.
Hey,
You okay?
great job today.
You okay?
Everything's going so well.
Oh, yeah. Good to see you. Hi, Jade. Good morning, Alicia.
I'm Alicia.
Jullan. Nice to meet you.
I looked up the program for today, and I saw the links for the woman whose name begins with a Z.
Zola? No?
No, the reading, a resource that you put. Anyway, it was interesting. I looked her up.
Oh, okay.
The psychologist.
I don't think that's today. Anyway,
Maybe it was last week.
maybe it was.
Okay.
But anyway, I'm glad you're here.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Hi.
Good morning, good morning. Hello, hello. Should get back. So let's just breathe together and settle into this time, this space, centering ourselves. Our opening words are those of Deborah Hafner, written for the beginning of the program year and adapted for today. Happy New Year for our beloved community. Happy New Ethical Explorers Year. Happy New Year, La Shana Tova, to those of you from Jewish backgrounds as Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur are celebrated. We gather together as people of many ages, as people of many sexual orientations and gender identities, as people of many races and ethnicities, as people of many theologies and religious backgrounds, woven together in our love for this community, with our hopes and our dreams and prayers always before us, with our hearts and minds and spirits ready to be touched by what awaits us, with our hands and time and talent ready to be offered. We gather together with gratitude and love for those who have come before us, for those who stand here with us. May today be the start of a good, sweet year, because you are here. Every Sunday, perhaps for years, FUS has read a standard congregational covenant, and we're exploring whether to keep it or change it. So again this week, I invite you to read some different words of covenant, words with a similar flavor but different emphases. On October 12th, I'm going to be speaking about covenant, and on November 9th, at our first Foraging for Our Future session of the year, we'll explore the question of covenant more deeply. So today, as we read, consider what feels right or challenging about this particular covenant written by John C. Morgan. Please join me. We gather here to seek unity of spirit in the midst of diversity, to heal the wounded and confront the oppressor, to instill joy and confidence in our children, to grow in mind, body, and spirit ourselves, and to bear witness to the transforming power of love, beyond which not a single atom nor soul is lost forever. Thus do we covenant with each other in the presence of that which is holy.
Morning. First Unitarian Society is a congregational humanist community. We are here for each other, our neighbors, and our planet, and one manifestation of that is our caring team. My name is John Welsh, and I'm a member of that team. We're here for you. There is always both joy and hardship in our midst. If at any time there's something happening in your life that you'd like to share with the care team or with this community, or if you need some support, please call the FUS office or send a note to joysandconcerns@firstunitarian.org. You can also be in touch with us using the contact form on our website. After the assembly, you're invited to stop by the card basket downstairs to send a note to folks you're especially thinking of today. I have several things to share this morning. One of you noticed an obituary in last Sunday's paper for Carol Griffin, who died September 12th at the age of 99. Looking further, we learned that her husband Wayne died of COVID this past December. Carol had been a member of FUS since 1959, although has not been present for many years. The obituary mentions a memorial service for both of them is pending, and we'll let you know when we learn more about that. Last week, we learned that Steve Pratt had died. A celebration of his life has been scheduled for Saturday, November 8th at 11 a.m. here at FUS. All are encouraged and welcome to attend. And a big congratulations to Deb and Jeff Magnuson and their daughter Annalea, who was married to Rowan yesterday in the park across the street with a beautiful reception in this very hall. The flowers we're enjoying this morning are from their ceremony. Feel the love. And here's something Courtney Martin shared in her recent blog post. Many of us are feeling more twisted up in knots than usual about how we live our days when each week is playing out with such intense political violence and fury. Oliver Bierkman calls this living inside the news. This sense that you are somehow supposed to end fascism with your choice of breakfast cereal. Which brand is being boycotted? Do you order it or drive to the store? If you order, who do you order it from? Is the bowl you're eating it in made of microplastics? It doesn't add up, and it makes us all feel very unsettled and anxious. Let's take some quiet time together to breathe, to connect with our shared humanity, to feel the solid earth beneath us, and to remember that we're not alone. In the silence, you're invited to reflect on all the joys, losses, griefs, and milestones in our lives, in the lives of those we love, and in the lives of all beings. May we commit ourselves to showing up for those who need support, and to remember all who are suffering here and around the world. A moment of silence.
So please join me in singing I Know I Can, which is 10:15 in the Teal Book. As you're so moved to sing, you can remain seated. As this may be new to you, Mike is going to play it through once so we can get it in our ears, and the words are on the screen.
Our wisdom moment this morning is a reflection written by Reverend Marcus Liefert, then an intern in the congregation he is now serving in Berkeley, California. A picture of the mosaic of which he writes will be on the screen. It's called The Grout. The Unitarian Universalist congregation where I served as an intern made a mosaic tree of life the summer before I arrived. Congregants of all ages came together to craft the tree's leaves using bits and pieces of broken ceramics, jewelry, glass, and stone. There are many precious personal items in the tree, including fragments of the Berlin Wall, a father's watch face, pieces of great-grandmother's china, and a key to the front door of a loved home. Like the members of the community that brought them together, each part is imbued with memories and meaning. Each fragment holds a piece of truth. Unitarian Universalists are mosaic makers. We are a people who bring together the broken pieces of our histories and the shining pieces of our seeking, and piece by piece create a mosaic religion. Our tree of life is found in the stories of our living tradition. The bead from a transformational moment of worship at a youth conference. The bit of paper stamped with the blazing emblem of the Unitarian Service Committee that saved lives during World War II. The button or patch on a backpack that proudly proclaims the first justice issue that lit our souls on fire. But our mosaic making tells another story too, one that is often more difficult to see, one that is essential to the purpose of religious community, one that lies not in the beautiful and broken pieces, but in the grout. Grout. The chalky, gritty stuff that is squeezed between the cracks of tiles. In a mosaic, the grout holds the image together, unifying disparate pieces into a whole. The grout of a community takes years to lay and settle. Grout happens in board meetings and committee meetings and endless emails and slow-moving institutions. It is in weekly potluck shared by neighbors, a ride to church, and coffee in the social hall after worship. While the folks who show up for church only occasionally will hopefully enjoy the beauty of the mosaic they find, they may never know the power of the grout that holds us through all seasons of life. We help to make the grout when we learn each other's names and when we reach out across generational divides. We help to make grout when we show up on a Sunday morning without having checked first to see if we're interested in a sermon topic. When a newborn arrives to be blessed by the community, it is the grout that enables us to welcome them. And it is in the grout that we rest when we gather to grieve and memorialize a beloved one who has died. Hold us, O grout. Gather us in through time and space and make all of our broken pieces whole in community. In our multiplicity, make us one. From each of our jagged edges, give us the shape of a communal beauty.
It's not simple to say. Most days I don't recognize me in these shoes and this apron. That place and its patrons have taken more than I gave them. It's not easy to know anything like I used to be, although it's true I was never attention sweet center, but I still remember that girl. She's imperfect, but she tries. She is good, but she lies. She is hard on herself. She is broken and won't ask for help. She is messy, but she's kind. She is lonely most of the time. She is all of this mixed up and baked in a beautiful pie. She is gone, but she used to be mine. And it's not what I asked for. Sometimes life just slips in through a back door and carves out a person and makes you believe it's all true. And now I've got you. You're not what I asked for. If I'm honest, I know I would give it all back for a chance to start over and rewrite an ending or two. For the girl that I knew would be reckless just enough, who gets hurt, but who learns how to toughen up when she's bruised and gets used by a man who can't love. And then she'll get stuck and be scared of the life that's inside her, growing stronger each day till it finds She is lonely most of the time. She is all of this mixed up and baked in a beautiful pie. She is gone, but she used to be mine.
Beautiful, Liv, thank you. Oh, grout. In our multiplicity, make us one. Have you heard what the Buddhist asked of the hot dog vendor? Oh, no. Make me one with everything. And now some might think that that is the ultimate expression of belonging, to be made to feel one with everything, inside and out, through and through, loved unconditionally. You know, belonging is that feeling integrated into the whole, just as we are. But as with all good things, there's a cautionary tale to tell, a shadow side, which is that such oneness can be operationalized as assimilation. And assimilation is not so much about oneness as it is about making everything the same, homogeneous, to be made to be alike. Or put another way, oneness can serve to try to eliminate diversity. It reminds me of what is sometimes used to illustrate the difference between the US and Canada, and some of you know I'm a dual citizen. The difference is expressed in that the US thinks of itself as a melting pot, a oneness or a unity formed of melting together and perhaps losing individuality. And that Canada thinks of itself as a mosaic of culture, with individual pieces retaining their distinctiveness and yet coming together as one. And that mosaic quality is what I love about the reading Molly shared and about the tree at the UU Church, the tree that the UU Church of Berkeley created. In Reverend Leifert's telling, bits and pieces of broken ceramics and jewelry and glass and stone, including such things as fragments of the Berlin Wall, a watch face, a key, all manner of things eventually belonged in that mosaic. None were made to assimilate or become to look like any other piece. They all belonged. And in their differences, they became one, each a part of the whole. So belonging is both and, right? To belong involves feeling part of the whole while able to be one's unique and authentic self. Singularity within community. Now, with all the pomp and circumstance of coming together in September, there just has not been enough time to talk about building belonging, which has been our theme for the month. And it's such a critical topic for exploring the quest to build a beloved community. How do we build belonging? How? How do we do that? How? Well, caring about how to do this matters because, you know, while a religious community is a voluntary association, and each individual's decision to take it or leave it is usually, probably, that comes down to whether or not there is that felt sense of belonging, the feeling of home. And a mosaic is an apt metaphor, you know, like individuals coming into community. Consider all of the disparate pieces showing up to help create a mosaic. And now imagine that they come not to create something from nothing, but rather they each arrive at an existing community. Take, for example, this congregation, where the project is well established and has already taken on a particular shape and color over generations. So a new piece coming in the door might just as likely feel an instant synchronicity as it might feel that it sticks out like a sore thumb. If all the other pieces are fine china, a bit of stone may feel quite awkward. If most of the other pieces are in primary colors, a more nuanced or blended color may not find an obvious way to fit in. If the shape of the community is even-keeled and kind of flat, a more exuberant object may feel that fitting in would require that it constricts or limits its natural expressiveness. Can you remember what that was like for you as you brought that piece you are to this community? Or maybe if today is your first time at FUS, do you see if there's a place for you to fit in here? And what would it take for you to belong? And who's responsible for whether or not belonging happens? Now, I've actually done quite a bit of mosaic work, this after taking a summer class some years ago at an art school in Ontario. This has involved hunting for colorful ceramic pieces at secondhand stores, breaking them into small bits, and then setting them into a design. Just this past summer, I worked with a friend who had attended that class with me, and together we created a tabletop that will take up residence on her porch. Now, this is not a precise process. One cannot control exactly how a piece will break, and each piece is a unique shape and color, and they can't be arranged in neat and predictable rows. To some extent, it is their individuality that determines the ultimate design. And it is indeed the grout that eventually holds all these different pieces together. The grout. What it is about the grout that makes a wholeness or belonging happen? As you heard, Liefert says that it happens slowly in congregations, in board meetings and committee meetings and endless emails and the mini meal and the connection circles and singing in the choir. You know, we make grout when we learn each other's names and show up to lend a hand stuffing snack bags or to weed the garden or to volunteer in the kitchen. It's a slow process, this grout-making business, but we generally quickly assess if we belong or not, and don't often wait around for the grout to set. And if I were to say what grout is made of, I would say grace, hospitality, forgiveness, flexibility, a willingness to change, open minds and hearts, curiosity, patience, a commitment to building the mosaic and an acceptance, a humility that each of us, while critical to the whole, is but one part. And here's another thing about grout. I think its very presence helps us to remain distinct individuals. The fact that there's this grout between us builds trust. I need not worry about being absorbed by you because there's grout, this grace between us. You need not feel threatened by my difference because there's grout, respect between us. We are connected by our commitments, our covenants, our mission, and still we remain individuals, singularity in beloved community. So whenever we are in the presence of diversity, we can wish that others would be just like us. Or we can choose to see difference as a contribution to a beautiful, beloved, and co-created mosaic. Once upon a time, I took a preaching class with the Reverend Dr. James Forbes, Minister Emeritus at Riverside Church in New York City. He has a particular idea of what preaching is and how a minister should preach. This is a story for another time, but suffice it to say that his ideas were challenged a bit by a classroom full of UU ministers. To his credit, he returned to the second day of class and shared that he had learned something new by being with us. He saw that preaching might be different for others, and his humility and open-mindedness was inspiring. And so it doesn't surprise me that when he was asked how he made worship work in his diverse, integrated congregation, and I think here we might substitute belonging for his words of integration, he responded in this way. A truly diverse congregation where anybody enjoys more than 75% of what's going on is not thoroughly integrated. So that if you're going to be an integrated church, you have to be prepared to think, hey, this is great. I enjoyed at least 75% of it. Because 25% you should grant for somebody's precious liturgical expression that is probably odious to you. Otherwise, it is not integrating. So an integrating church is characterized by the need to be content with less than total satisfaction with everything. You have to factor in a willingness to absorb some things that are not dear to you that may be precious to some of those coming in, unquote. I guess that means that building belonging with and for others means not needing 100% satisfaction. Building belonging means being joyful when there's 25% you don't like, as it means you're allowing space for others, for difference. Building belonging means understanding and embracing the presence of difference because, well, as Dietrich Bonhoeffer wrote, he who is in love with his vision of community will destroy community, but he who loves the people around him will create community wherever he goes. Love the people around you. Even if you don't like their music, even if you don't share the same passions, even if your lived experience is different, even if they use language you don't, even if you don't get to have everything your way. Love the people around you. Building belonging takes perseverance and the ability to tolerate imperfection in others and in yourself. It means allowing your preferred vision of community to be altered by the presence of difference, whether you're already part of the established mosaic or you are a new piece wanting to become a part. It means celebrating when others find a way to belong. Hang in there and let the grout do its work. At the risk that another metaphor here may be too much, in closing, I share this poem called Jigsaw by Rabbi Lawrence Kushner. Each lifetime is the pieces of a jigsaw puzzle. For some, there are more pieces. For others, the puzzle is more difficult to assemble. Some seem to be born with a nearly complete puzzle, and so it goes. Souls going this way and that, trying to assemble the myriad parts. But know this, no one has within themselves all the pieces to their puzzle, like before the days when they used to seal jigsaw puzzles in cellophane, ensuring that all the pieces were there. Everyone carries with them at least one and probably many pieces to someone else's puzzle. Sometimes they know it, sometimes they don't. And when you present your piece, which is worthless to you, to another, whether you know it or not, you are a messenger from the Most High. Being part of a mosaic or a jigsaw puzzle is a beautiful thing. We learn, we are changed, we are completed by those around us. We are held together in all the ways that belonging matters, because we can't do it or be it alone. We need one another. So thank goodness we are not alone. We are here together, loving one another for our incredibly unique, colorful, jagged-edged, and exquisite selves. A mosaic of belonging. May it always be so. So now we sing. We sing of a promised land, of a vision for beloved community, for the lived experience of belonging. This song comes from the African American tradition, from another time and place when a vision of another way was very much needed, just as it is now. So please rise in body and or spirit to sing Come and Go With Me, which is 118 in the Teal Book. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land where I'm bound. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land where I'm bound. There'll be freedom in that land. There'll be freedom in that land. There'll be freedom in that land where I'm bound. There'll be freedom in that land. There'll be freedom in that land. There'll be freedom in that land where I'm bound. There'll be justice in that land. There'll be justice in that land. There'll be justice in that land where I'm bound. There'll be justice in that land. There'll be justice in that land. There'll be justice in that land where I'm bound. There'll be singing in that land. There'll be singing in that land. There'll be singing in that land where I'm bound. There'll be singing in that land. There'll be singing in that land. There'll be singing in that land where I'm bound. You may be seated.
Hi, everyone. My name is Lisa Green. My pronouns are she, her, and I am the treasurer of your board of trustees. Well, if you ever have any questions, concerns, or thoughts you'd like to share with us, feel free to stop one of us as you see us as we walk amongst you, or you can come to one of our Q&A sessions, which will be held the fourth Sunday of every month, starting today, and I'm sure there will be more information in the announcements about that. Or you can email a member of the executive committee at boardchair@, vicechair@, treasurer@, or secretary@firstunitarian.org. First Unitarian Society is a free, independent, and self-governing humanist community. We like to say that we are the birthplace of Congregational Humanism. Our mission is to foster a free search for knowledge and meaning, to strive for justice, and to serve one another, the Twin Cities, and beyond. Your financial support means that we can work toward this mission together and is a really important element in turning our shared vision into reality. To give, you can drop something into the basket, or you can use the QR code on the screen, which will take you to our online giving forum where you can designate how you'd like your donation to be used. You could also stop by the office or mail in your donation. If you have questions about any of this, please ask me, or another board member, or any of the staff. As the baskets are passed, you are invited to give generously and joyfully as you are willing and able. Thank you.
Thank you. So a few announcements. Bethany Johnson, our office assistant, is away today, but Doug is in the office, so please stop by there if there's something you need. I'll be leaving shortly after this morning's activities to drive to Iowa for a ministers' gathering, and we'll be back in the office on Thursday, but can be reached by phone or email while I'm away. And in addition, Tim will be away for a few days early in the week. As you've heard, Ethical Explorers is now back in session and will continue to meet Sundays at 10:30 in the Chalice Room. OWL, which is Our Whole Lives for kindergartners and first graders, and Coming of Age are both starting up next Sunday. And for K1 kids and their grown-ups, the orientation will be at 12 in the Dietrich room next week with childcare provided for siblings, and Coming of Age youth will meet at 10:15 in the Circle room, and register online at the beginning of online or at the beginning of classes. And I'm scowling because I'm right now wondering if the OWL orientation is today. No, it's next week. Okay, great. Thank you. Whew. We have now experienced 2 weeks of our conversation circles, which are happening on Wednesday evenings. Come at 5:15 for dinner and a discussion beginning at 5:30, and the topic for this coming week is delight. Participation is free, a light dinner is provided, and all are welcome to join, and perhaps especially those who are coming to FUS for other Wednesday evening activities to follow that. And additional activities will be available after the discussion, like crafting and games and things like that. The ministerial search team has been very busy communicating with you and asking for your input and participation. And the Break Barriers, Build Beliefs workshop with UUA staff is coming up on Saturday. And I hope you're all signed up for that. And next Sunday, we're blessed to have Reverend Patrice K. Curtis from the UUA's transition office with us right here in this pulpit. So you can just write FUS on your calendar across the whole of next weekend. Just black it out, wipe it out there, FUS, because our social justice visioning retreat is happening next Sunday from 12:15 to 4 p.m. and is in person only. Part of the big transition work here after Reverend Kelly's leaving is to figure out how to continue doing deep social justice work here together. So if you want to be part of that conversation, especially if you're plugged into this work or looking for ways to plug in, please plan to come together next Sunday afternoon to surface our collective wisdom and our passions and dreams about visioning a path forward. After the assembly today, for those here in person, I hope you'll stick around for our weekly mini meal, which today is very brunchy. There's a vegetarian or not vegetarian egg bake and caramel apple oats, which are gluten-free and vegan. And if you're not here in person, go out and enjoy how beautiful it is outside and be with others. And finally, please join members of the FUS board at 12:15 in the Chalice Room downstairs for the Q&A that Lisa mentioned. You can ask them anything. So now, take all these things into your hearts and take a moment to soak in all that we have shared today. Let us hold each other in love as Mike plays for us once more. So let us wrap up our time together in this space by extinguishing our chalice. Please join Paul and me in speaking the words on the screen. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. All of these we carry in our hearts and in our minds until we are together again. So with gratitude for all who have made today's assembly possible, and with appreciation for all that each of you contributes to the life of this community, I offer you these closing words by Susan Carlson. We leave blessed by our connections to one another and to the Spirit of life. Walk lightly, that you see the life that is below your feet. Spread your arms as if you had wings and could dance through the air. Feel the joy of the breath in your lungs and the fire in your heart. Live to love and to be a blessing on this earth. So go now and rejoice in the power of the human spirit. May it be so.